to embody humility in their personal life, leadership, and service to humanity. Nancy Yusuf, Haske News.
The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to supporting the local airline operators. The minister's declaration came on the heels of Airpeace's launch of its historic direct flight from Abuja to London Heathrow on Sunday. Keyamo, who led dignitaries and passengers in the ceremonial send-off at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, said the achievement marked a major milestone in Nigeria's aviation history and demonstrated President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's mandate to empower indigenous careers. He stressed the importance of the private sector in driving economic growth, saying every good economy thrives on the well-being of its private sector, the true engine of growth. Chief Alain Oyema, chairman of Airpeace, praised the minister for his interventions, citing the swift removal of a 4% FOB charge on aviation imports as an example of the government's responsiveness to industry challenges. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has declared that it would embark on a nationwide indefinite strike starting from November 1, following the expiration of a 30-day ultimatum earlier issued to the federal government. NAD President Dr. Mohammed Suleiman disclosed this in an exclusive interview with our correspondent on Saturday. Suleiman stated that the association's National Executive Council reached the decision after reviewing the government's response to their demands during its virtual emergency meeting. He noted that the strike notice would be formally issued within 24 hours as mandated by the NEC. The looming strike is expected to heavily impact services in hospitals across the country, where resident doctors from the backbone of clinical care. NAT noted that residents, doctors, and medical officers across the country continue to endure excessive and unregulated work hours spanning several consecutive days, which endanger both their health and patient safety. The association also condemned the downgrading of newly employed resident doctors from Communist 3-step to Communist 2-step, which has resulted in salary shortages and arrears in several federal capitals. The Lagos State government has announced that its 3.366 trillion naira 2025 budget has achieved an impressive 80% cumulative performance as of October. Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Gebenga Omotoso, disclosed this during a weekend media chat at Alosa, Ikeja, noting that both revenue generation and capital project execution were performing strongly. The commissioner highlighted the administration's community-driven approach to development, particularly through partnerships with local government in area construction, school rehabilitation, and housing initiatives. Addressing reports that the recent demolition exercise at the trade fair complex targeted specific groups, Omotoso dismissed the claims as baseless and politically motivated. Omotoso expressed concern that some developers had erected large structures without proper documentation, describing the trend as unacceptable. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLA) in the early hours of Sunday, 26th October 2026, raided Foxy Night Club at 7 Akin Adesola Street, Victoria Island, where a drug party was going on, where over 100 suspects were arrested. This is disclosed by the spokesman of the agency, Femi Babafemi. He said the suspects arrested include the owner of the club, Mike Ize Mwale Ngu, alias Petty Mike, who was taken into custody for screening. Cartons of illicit substances, including loud and laughing gas, were recovered from suspects at the party and the club's store. Similarly, NDLEA said a total of 70 parcels of cocaine factory packed in walls of coca butter formula body cream containers heading to London, United Kingdom, were uncovered at the export shed of the Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, with 3 suspects arrested in a series of follow-up operations across Lagos. The cocaine consignments weighing 3.60 kilograms were discovered on 14th October 2025 during examination of cargoes packed as personal effects going to London, UK on an Airpeace flight. That is the end of the news. On behalf of the editor, I am Abdulaziz Muhammad Inwa, and now I say goodbye.